Hello, my name is Azucena, and today I'm presenting my video presentation. The question number one is: what was your impression of Johnson during his first meeting with Basil? Did your impression change as you read more about him? Well, when Basil first encountered Johnson, the scene is dramatic because Basil even compares Johnson's approach to the ghostly apparition in Hamlet. Writing that Mr. Davis, he announced his awful approach to me somewhat in the manner of an actor in a part of Horatio, page 2. Right away, Johnson is framed as a larger than life, intimidating, inspiring, and somewhat theatrical. Therefore, my initial reaction to Johnson is one of a man who evokes both horror and respect. This notion is confirmed when Bowser recalls his Scottish origins. Johnson seizes on the comment and responds. That terrifying is what a very great many of countrymen cannot help. Page 3. At this moment, Johnson comes out as smart, funny, and even slightly aggressive. A young admirer like Basil, who was only 22 at the time, must have discovered such a deeply devastating response. Basil himself admits that these strokes stunned me a good deal and left him mortified. That is on page number 3. I think it's important to keep in mind that Johnson's first impression is not the full picture. Johnson starts to show himself as a thinker of a great influence as well as sharp critic as Basil listens on. For example, Johnson analyzes how the value of intelligence changes in society related to a person's evolutionary stage. For example, in barbarous society, superiority of parts is of real consequence, but in more polished times, wealth and rank after overshadowed intellect. That is page 4. This is the viewpoint of someone with broad perspective of human nature and history, not a perryman. By the end of their conversation, Basil notes that although Johnson's manner could be rough, there was no ill nature in his disposition. That is page 4. In the same way, my own impression changed because that started off rough and intimidating that evolved into respect for Johnson's intelligence and an understanding that behind his tough appearance existed a genuinely compassionate person. Okay. Question number 2. Do you think this biography is overly admiring, overly negative, or balanced? Explain. Well, it is easy to say that Basil is too flattering at first sight because he repeatedly calls his acquaintance with Johnson one of the happiest events of his life. That is on page number two. And he records Johnson's words with near reverence. Basil freely proclaims his admiration for Johnson, which is pretty obvious. Anyway, what really points out to me is that Basil not only honors Johnson but also freely details his shortcomings as well. For example, when Basil first visits Johnson's chambers, he describes his rusty clothes and slovenly particularities. That is on page 5. This critical characterization exposes Johnson's vulnerability and helps him become more of a man instead of a saint. So, likewise, in the portion where Bowser provides a character description about Johnson, eh, he acknowledges his prejudices uh, and his constitutional melancholy and his tendency to be impetuous and irritable. That is on page 78. These are serious concerns that illustrate Johnson's potential for being demanding, arrogant, and depressing. Basil even admits that Johnson often delivered hasty and satirical sallies even against his best friends. Page 8. This blend, in my humble opinion, is exactly what brings the biography its balance. Although Basil had a great deal of admiration for Johnson, he did not excuse his flaws. Rather, he describes Johnson as a guy of contradiction, cruel, yet gentle, superstitious, yet intelligent, depressing, yet cheerful. The end is a portrait that seems genuine. I think that is one of the reasons Bowser's biography endures so well. That is so honest. It would have been excited if it had been all praise. It would have not properly expressed Johnson's talent if it had been completely negative. However, the biography is balanced and truly human because it presents both perspectives. Thank you for listening. Bye.